Hello children, in a previous class we discussed the characteristics of the image formed by convex lens and as well as concave lens. Under the convex lens we discussed 6 cases, and even with the concave lens we discussed the 2 cases, and we discussed in detail the characteristics of the image. I mean, where the image is going to be formed, what is its nature, what is its size, and even we discussed the applications of each and every case which we discussed. So, link will be given in the description, kindly watch it. In today's class, dear children, we are going to discuss about a sign convention. So, first of all, why we need to learn about a sign convention? What is the importance? Children, whenever we are going to solve the numericals based on lens, either on convex lens or concave lens, we need to take a measurements. Let us say image distance, object distance, image height, object height, focal length. Then when we are taking these values, so when these values will be positive, when these values are going to be negative, it's very important. Simply knowing the value and you cannot substitute directly, it is not that. So with the proper sign, we have to substitute. So for that only, we should have a knowledge when that particular value is going to be positive, when that particular value is going to be negative. So to get that command, these sign convention rules will help like anything. Dear children, what we do is that first let us see, means individual will discuss how the sign convention rules for convex lens, how they are going to be for concave lens. Children, rules are same for a convex lens and a concave lens, but the sign, when it is going to be negative, when it is going to be positive, so they will be different for a different lens, and even it is different for different images. I mean, it might be different for a real image, it might be different for a virtual image. So we are going to follow the Cartesian sign convention to measure the distances either for a convex lens or a concave lens. So what are these, dear children? So what are these rules? So according to sign convention rule, dear children, the first important point is that you take either convex lens or concave lens. The optic center is taken as an origin for anything, dear children. To measure the horizontal distances, origin, what is the origin? That optic center of the lens is going to be the origin. That is the first point. The second point is that always object must be placed left side of the lens. So that what will happen? Light rays will move toward the lens. That is what? Always incident rays will go towards the right side of the lens only. That is the second point. And whenever we are taking a measurement, dear children, the measurements taken in the direction of incident ray. In the direction of incident ray. For suppose the light ray is going like this. So I am also measuring in this direction only. Then that particular value is taken as a positive. Whereas the distances measure opposite direction to the incident ray, because the light ray is coming like this, but if I will take a measurements opposite direction, then that is taken as a negative. And moreover, dear children, the distances measured perpendicular to the principal axis, I mean above the principal axis, are taken as a positive, and below the principal axis are taken as a negative. So these are the rules. But dear children, when we apply these rules either for a convex lens or a concave lens only, we will understand in a better way. So first we will try to apply these rules for a convex lens, and let us see, so what are the values which are going to be positive, which are going to be negative. Convex lens with a real image case, convex lens virtual image case, and a concave lens virtual image case, means in detail we will discuss. Children, first let us see convex lens with a real image case, let us see. So, to understand this, children, just it is an example only. Again I am saying, it is not compulsory that to take convex lens only to understand. So, anything is okay, rules are common for both. So, look at here, let us take here is convex lens to f1. For suppose, dear children, so here what is the first rule here? According to sign convention, the optic center is going to be the origin. Optic center is taken as origin, which means what? If you want to measure the distances right side, you must start from the optic center only. If you want to measure the distances left side, you must start from the origin only. So that is the importance of the origin. So here optic center is considered as a origin. And so the second point is what? According to the sign convention, second point, dear children, object must be placed left side of the lens only. That is, here is a convex lens, so left side we have to put. So somewhere let us say, here is object. So let us say it is object A, B is placed left side. Children, as the object is placed left side, what will be the direction of incident rays? It's very, very important. Children, here as the object is placed here, obviously what will happen? Light rays will move towards the lens from the object towards the lens. I mean, children, this is how the light rays are going to be. So this is the incident ray direction. Incident ray. I mean, as object is left side, obviously to form the image, so here light rays will go towards the lens. I mean, how they are going? They are going right side. And children, especially in this case, where the image is going to be formed, we know that when object is placed between 2F and F1, obviously the image is going to be formed here. This is image. It's a dash and here is B dash. Children, here the distance between object and optic center is taken as a U. Children, object distance we will represent with a U. So, the distance between object and optic center. What about image distance here? The distance between optic center and the image is taken as a image distance. And here AB means above the principal axis. This is what is, children? Height or size of the object. This we will represent with H0. Children, H0 is a size of the object. And here HI, children, look at here, it's a HI is the image height. But children, what about focus? What about focal length of a convex lens? As I told you that day, children, as the object is placed always left side, obviously light rays are going to meet right side only. That's what it, children. For a convex lens, F2 is considered as a focus, so that this we will take as a focal length. From the optic center to F2 is considered the focus. Now let us see when this U is going to be positive, when the V is going to be negative, when the HI going to be, means when these distances are going to be positive, when they are going to be negative, how we need to consider, what is the reference is a very important. So look at here. Let me tell you, first point, origin, optic center is considered the origin. The second point, object is placed left side of the lens, that is fine. So that light rays, that is incident ray, will go towards the lens, that is the right side only. Children, here incident ray is a reference to us. Incident ray is it's a reference to us. Reference to us. Children, the distance is taken in the direction of incident ray or positive, opposite direction taken as negative. Now look at here. First, here object distance U, whether it is going to be positive or negative. Children, if I want to measure, here object is placed. Okay, I want to measure the object distance. From where we should start? We should start from the origin. Where is the origin here? What is the origin here? Optic center. So look at here. So it is here. So from here I need to start. So from here to measure the object distance, I should move from O to A. I need to move. O to A, not AO. Children, you may get a doubt actually. Sir, mathematically AO is equal to OA. It's okay now. But direction is different. Because we have to measure the distances from optic center only. So here, look at here. I have to measure from O to A. So for that I am going like this. Look at here. I am going from O to A. But what about incident ray? How it is going? It is going like this, right side. But to measure the object distance, we have to start from optic center and we have to move towards the object. That is, we are going left side. So look at here. Incident ray is going right side, but we are moving left side to measure the object distance. So we are measuring the distance opposite direction to the incident ray. That's what here U is taken as negative. U is taken as negative. Fine. Then what about V? What about V? So now look at the position of the image. Where the image is formed? Here is the image is formed. So if I want to measure the image distance, from where we should start, these children? We should start from the optic center. So here from optic center to here we are moving. But in order to measure the image distance, children, don't you think that we are moving in the direction of incident ray? Here incident ray is going like this only. We are measuring from here to here only. So here image distance is measured in the direction of incident ray. So it is a positive. It is a positive. Okay, fine. And what about focal length, dear children? Look at here. Children, focal length is right side. Focal is the right side. If you want to measure the focal length, dear children, we need to start from the optic center. O to F2 we have to move. So like this we have to move. So here to measure the focal length, dear children, we are taking the distance in the direction of incident ray only. So here focal length is going to be positive. Focal length is going to be positive. Children, here we need to remember one very important thing about this U and F. Children, for any lens, object distance is negative. Why it is negative? Because according to the sign convention rule, object is always placed left side only. So we need to go opposite direction to the incident ray always. That's what object distance is always negative. But children, here one more important thing. For a convex lens, focal length is always positive. Why? Because focal length is taken as right side. The focus is lying right side of the lens only. So to measure the focal length, we need to go in the direction of incident ray. That's what focal length of convex lens, we will take it as a positive. Always positive only. Fine. Now look at here, object height. Children, here the measurements taken above the principal axis are positive. So to measure the object distance, children, so we need to go from here, principal axis to right, means upward we have to go. So the measurements taken above the principal axis are positive. So here object height is positive. And here the measurements taken below the principal axis are negative. Look at here, where the real image is formed. Real image is always formed below the principal axis. So for a real image, dear children, image height is always negative only. Always negative only. So children, so this is how actually we need to consider. Children, I repeat once again. So according to the sign convention rule, dear children, optic center is considered as a origin. I mean what? Any measurements, horizontal measurements must be taken from the origin only. That is optic center. And object always placed left side of the lens only. And the measurements taken in the direction of incident ray are positive. Opposite direction of the incident ray are taken as a negative. And the measurements taken above the principal axis are positive, whereas below the principal axis are negative. So here don't forget that the focal length of a convex lens is always positive. Okay, children, just you copy it. Now we will see for a convex lens virtual image case, we will see how the sign convention rules are going to be. So convex lens virtual image. So it's a virtual image case. Children, in which case convex lens forms virtual image? As we know, we already discussed that. Sixth case, that is when object is placed between focus and optic center. In that case only, what happens? Convex lens forms virtual image. And what is the importance of that case, dear children? So in that case only convex lens, but that particular system is used as a simple microscope. Even it is also used to cure what is children? Hypermetropic eye actually. Okay, fine. Now look at here. In this case, let us take here is B dash. So children, so this is how actually we get a ray diagram when object is placed between focus and optic center. So children, according to the sign convention rule, so here optic center is taken as origin, and the second point, object is placed left side of the lens, that is fine. So that here children, incident rays will go like this. So this is the direction of incident ray. Children, this is a reference to us to take the measurements whether it is a positive or a negative. And the distance between optic center and object is U, that is the object distance, whereas the distance between image position and the optic center is a image distance. The distance between optic center and focus is a focal length, and this is going to be object height HO, and this is going to be image height HI. Now children, look at here. So according to the sign convention rule, again I am saying you. So children, let us see object distance. Children, here object is placed left side. Okay now, and look at here. To measure the object distance, again from where we need to start? We need to start from the origin. For that O to A we have to move. O to A we are going like this, but incident ray is going like this. So both are opposite direction. So here U is negative. What about image distance? Look at here. Image distance. Which side the image is formed? Children, virtual image is always formed left side of the lens only. That is, here it is formed. So if you want to measure the image distance, from where we need to start? We need to start from the origin. So from here to, children, we have to move here till here. So in order to measure the image distance, the children, we are going opposite direction to the incident ray. In light ray is coming like this, but we are moving like this. So both are again opposite only. So here image distance is negative. Children, for a virtual image distance is always negative. And next come to the focal length. Children, for a convex lens, focal length is always positive, because as object is placed left side, light rays are going to meet what we can say right side, so that the focus will be the real focus and the focal length is going to be positive only. That is a positive. And children, object height, the measurements taken above the principal axis are positive. So object height is always positive. Why? It is placed above the principal axis. Okay, now it is a positive. And in this case, dear children, in this case, virtual image is formed above the principal axis, whereas the real image is found below the principal axis. For a real image height will be negative, because below the principal axis, the measurements taken is a positive. But in this case, dear children, as a virtual image is formed, means image is formed above the principal axis. So this, to measure the image height, we need to take a point from the principal axis and we need to move upward. So the measurements taken above the principal axis are positive. Above the principal axis are positive. So children, these are the sign convention rules. So just before we discuss convex lens only, but real image case, it is a virtual image case. Children, now we will see, so how these things are going to be for a concave lens. We will see for a concave lens. Concave lens, children, there we don't have a choice to tell concave lens with the real image, concave lens with the virtual image. Why? Because concave lens always forms virtual and diminished only. It's very, very important. Concave lens always forms a virtual and diminished image. So let us take the case of a concave lens and a B dash. So children, as we know that for a concave lens, dear children, wherever you can keep the object between infinity and optic center, image is always formed between F2 and O. Okay, fine. Now look at here, as the object is placed left side, dear children, so this is how light rays will move. That is incident ray. This is a reference to us to take the measurements, either positive or negative. Children, this is the object distance U, and this is going to be let me write here, this is going to be image distance. So here one very important thing, this is going to be focal length. Children, for a concave lens, the very, very important thing which we have to notice is that for a concave lens, focus will be taken left side. F2 is considered the focus. So the focal length will be lying left side only. So don't forget, that's very, very important to us. So here, look at here. Object distance, is it positive or negative? Just you think. So to measure the object distance, from where we need to start? Origin, that is the optic center. Optic center to object we have to move. So O to A we have to move. So O to A is left side, but incident ray is going right side. So it's the opposite direction. Measurements taken opposite to the direction of the incident ray are taken as a negative. Okay. What about image distance? Children, even here, image is from left side. To measure the image distance, we need to move what left side, means opposite to the direction of incident ray only we have to move. That is O to A dash we have to move. So as you are going O to A dash, this is how you are going O to A dash, but ray is going like this. Okay, na? So it is going to be negative. So what about focal length? So it's very, 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 very important. Very, very, very important. The focal length of a concave lens is lying left side. So to measure the focal length, dear children, we have to move from O to F2. We have to start from O. We have to move to focus. For that, we are going, see, incident ray is going like this, but we are moving O to F2. Means what? Opposite direction. So that also taken as a negative. And what about object height? Children, object height and image height, both are going to be positive only. Why? We know that the measurements taken above the principal axis are positive, and in this case object and image both are above the principal axis only. So this is how actually, children, so we can take when they are going to be positive, when they are going to be negative. So the very important thing is that According to the sign convention rule, dear children, for convex lens, focal length is always taken as a positive, whereas for a concave lens, it is taken as a negative. So these are the sign convention rules which we are going to use when we are solving the numericals based on convex lens and a concave lens. Now we will derive the lens formula, children. So children, what is a lens formula here? So the formula which gives a relation between image distance, object distance and a focal length. Of course, children, one more equation which we have which gives a relation between image distance, object distance and focal length. That we discussed in the case of mirrors. That is going to be 1 by f is equal to 1 by v plus 1 by u. But whereas, dear children, what is the lens formula? Lens formula is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. So this is we are going to derive. We will see how we got this and how we are going to do this. Children, this can be derived for a convex lens, even for a concave lens. So anything we can take, Either you can take a convex lens, you can derive this expression. You can take a concave lens and we can derive the expression also. So we will take the case of a convex lens and we will discuss how we are going to derive the convex lens expression. Let us take the case of convex lens. Here let us take here is convex lens. Name it as a dash and a b dash. So children, this is a case of a convex lens where object is placed between 2f1 and f1 so that image is formed beyond 2f2. This already we discussed. Now dear children, so here, let it be this point is you can take as a C. So now dear children, so this diagram we are going to use to derive the expression for lens formula. So here look at here, just you can notice here AOB is one triangle and A dash O B dash one triangle. These two are identical triangles. So here from the picture, dear children, triangles, here we can take AOB and one more triangle is you can take it as A dash O B dash. These two are identical. So from the rules of identity, dear children, so how can we write? We can write like this. OA by, we can write OA dash is equal to AB by, it is A dash B dash. Children, let it be the equation 1. Now dear children, here look at here, OCF2 is one triangle, F2 A dash B dash one more triangle, and these two are identical triangles. So let us write here. So here triangle here F2OC and here A dash F2 B dash. So these two are identical triangles. So from the rules of identity, children, so what can we write? We can write here OC by A dash B dash we can write, that is OC by A dash B dash is equal. So here we wrote here OC by A dash B dash we wrote. Now it is OF2 by F2 A dash we should write, that is here OF2 by here F2 A dash, F2 A dash. But dear children, from this diagram here, OC can be written as AB. OC can be written as AB. So this you write as a subject. So we can write as a OF2 by here F2 A dash, which is equal to. So in the place of OC we are going to write AB. So it is AB by it is A dash B dash. It is the equation 2. Now children, compare the equation 1 and equation 2. As RHS are equal, LHS are going to be equated. So what can we write here? OA by, so here from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2 we can write OA by OA dash is equal to, we can write, what we can write here? OF2 by OF2 by F2 A dash. But teacher, from the diagram, what is OA here? Look at here. OA is the object distance and according to sign convention, it is left side. So it can be taken as object distance is minus u. What about O dash? OA dash is the image distance and that is the right side of the lens. So here OA dash is going to be positive. Okay. What about OF2? So children, OF2 is a focal length. So here focal length is going to be a positive for a convex lens and it is a lying right side. So it is f2 is focal length, it is a positive only. But what about f2a dash, children? f2a dash, so how will get this value f2a dash? So children, to get this f2a dash, can we do like this, oa dash minus OF2. So from this OA dash, if you can remove this part OA dash, then we are going to get a F2A dash. So children, here F2A dash can be written as OA dash minus OF2. OA dash minus OF2. So here, look at here. What is OA dash? OA dash is a V only, that is V. And OF2 is what? Focal length, that is positive only. So it is a V minus F. Now substitute these values in respective positions here. So look at here. OA is what? OA is minus U by OA dash is V is equal to OF2 is F by, this is going to be V minus F. V minus F. So here let us erase this. Let us erase this so that we will get. Children, now look at here how we are going to do the simplification. Just simplification. Do the cross multiplication. Then we will get here minus UV plus UF is equal to VF. Now children, both sides multiply with UVF. Children, both sides multiply. Both sides LHS and RHS must be divide this entire equation with UVF, not multiplication, is a divide. So here minus UV by UVF plus UF by it is UVF is equal to VF by UVF. UVF. Look at here. UV cancel. UF cancel. VF cancel. Now what are the remaining terms? Look at here. Here minus 1 by F. Here it is 1 by V. And this side, sorry, it is a plus 1 by V is left. This side children only 1 by U is left. Now children, get this 1 by U left side. So that will become minus 1 by U. Take this minus 1 by F right side. So it will become plus 1 by F. So finally we will get 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. So children, this is a lens formula. This is a lens formula. So here 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Okay children. So here this is very important. Based on this only we are going to solve the many numericals, all type of numericals based on this lens formula, that is 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Children, don't get confused with the mirror formula. For a mirror formula here we will get a plus, but whereas for a lens formula here we will get 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by U. Okay, just you copy it. Now we will discuss the linear magnification. So we are going to discuss what is a linear magnification and how we are going to use the concept of linear magnification. Children, to come to the conclusions regarding the characteristics of the image formed by a lens, either convex lens or concave lens also, this linear magnification is very, very important. So if linear magnification is positive watt, if it is a negative watt, if it is less than 1 watt, if it is equal to 1 watt, if it is greater than 1 watt. So these are the things now which we are going to discuss. So first of all, what is a linear magnification? Actually here linear magnification will represent with the letter M. So it is defined as a ratio of the image height to the object height. Image height to the object, it's very important. So image height to the object height. The ratio between image height to the object height only we will define as a linear magnification. So children, the same diagram which we used to derive the lens formula, we are going to use the same for even linear magnification also, to make the relation between how image height and object height are going to be related to the image distance and object distance. So in this diagram here, AB represents object height, whereas here A dash, B dash represents here image height. So from this diagram, dear children, so look at here, AOB is one triangle, OA dash, B dash. So these two are identical triangles. So look at here, dear children. So from the triangle, here AOB and here what we can say A dash, O, B dash. As these two are identical triangles, here what is going to be here? OA by OA dash. Look at here. How can we write here? OA by OA dash, which is equal to AB by A dash, B dash we will write. That is AB by A dash, B dash. But dear children, from the concept of sign convention, dear children, here OA is object distance. It is going to be negative because it is a left side. And here OA dash, image distance, it is a positive because it is lying on the right side. And here AB is object distance. Object is placed above the principal axis and the distance taken above the principal axis are positive, that is plus h naught only. Now whereas the A dash, B dash is a image distance, image height. It is formed below the principal axis. Children, measurements taken below the principal axis are negative. So it is going to be minus hi. Now you can substitute in this case. So here you can substitute here. OA is minus u by OA dash is what, children, here? OA dash, this is OA dash. So this is plus v only. And here AB is HO and A dash, B dash is minus hi. So here minus gets cancelled. So this even we can write like this, hi by h naught is equal to v by u. Children, it's a very important expression which we are going to use. So here whenever children these three terms out of these four, any three terms are given, definitely we can calculate we can find that fourth term by using this relation only. And we know that hi by h naught is what, children? Hi by h naught is m. So we also can define linear magnification. We also can define the linear magnification like this, is defined as a ratio between image height to the image distance to the object distance. So children, what is a linear magnification? It is a ratio of image height to the object height or image distance to the object distance. Now how these are going to related here? So hi by h naught is equal to v by u. Now teacher, what is the significance, what is the importance of this linear magnification? Let us see. Children, by knowing the value and by knowing its sign convention, we will come to know that whether it is a real image or virtual image, and even we can come to the conclusion regarding the size of the image formed. So look at here, teacher. As you know that m is equal to hi by h naught. So here there are three cases which we can make, teacher. First case, so what if hi is less than h naught, which means what, children? Image height is less than the object height. As a numerator is less than the denominator, obviously m is going to be less than 1. M is going to be less than 1. So here image height is less than the object height, children. So it is diminished image. Okay, fine. Whereas second one, children, what if image height is equal to object height? Then here m is going to be 1. So which is equal to, children, same size, means here object height is equal to the image height. Object size is equal to the image size. And third one, children, here. So here what if hi is greater than h naught, which means what? If the image height is greater than that of the object height, then here m is going to be greater than 1. So here it is enlarged image. It is enlarged, or we can write it as a magnified also. Either it is a magnified or enlarged. So children, this is the information which we get if we know the value of the m. If the m is less than 1, it's a diminished image. M is equal to 1, same size. M is greater than 1, enlarged. Now children, just you think, what, see, for either you can take a convex lens or a concave lens. So are these values possible for a convex lens or a concave lens? Just you think. Children, these three values are possible for with a convex lens. Why? Convex lens forms a diminished image, same size as that of the object, even it forms even enlarged image also. So children, it's a very important thing is that here for a convex lens, we can make like this. For a convex lens here, so three are possible. That is, m is less than 1 is possible, m is equal to 1 is possible, and m is greater than 1 also possible. But whereas for a concave lens, I already we know that concave lens always forms diminished image. So for concave lens, M is always less than 1. Children, it's very, 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 very important. For a concave lens, M is always less than 1. But whereas for convex lens, dear children, M can be less than 1, can be equal to 1, can be greater than 1. Depends on the position of the object. But whereas for concave lens, irrespective of the position of the object, dear children, always it forms what we can say diminished image. So here it always forms, it's for concave lens, M is always less than 1. So this is how actually we will come to know that about the size of the image. Then children, then how we will identify by knowing the sign convention of linear magnification, whether it is a real image or virtual image? Yes, we will see that. Hope you copied this. Fine. Now dear children, now we will see very, 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 very important thing. Children, look at here. For a real image, look at here, real image. So look at here, how the sign convention of M is going to be used in order to decide whether it is a real image or a virtual image. Children, for a real image case, let us take here is, so object will be above the principal axis, but whereas image will be below the principal axis. Image is for a real image means. Virtual image, dear children, virtual image case, object will be above the principal axis, and real image in the case of see, it's not, size is not a matter here, just so image also formed above the principal axis only. So let us take this object, look at here. So this is going to be object height, it is going to be image height. So here both are above the principal axis, I mean to say both are above the principal axis in the case of virtual image. So according to sign convention, dear children, object height is above the principal axis, so it is positive. Image height, that is real image, is always found below the principal axis, so it is a negative. Whereas for virtual image case, dear children, so here both are positive only, because image also formed above the principal axis, so both are positive. Now look at here, we know that linear magnification is equal to Hi by H naught. In this case, dear children, M is equal to, so Hi is a negative, that is negative by positive value. Negative by positive value. So children, negative by positive value means we will get here negative value only. We will get here negative value only. Whereas in this case, dear children, here it is positive value by positive value only. So here linear magnification will, what conclusion we can make, dear children, here? For a real image, linear magnification is a negative. Linear magnification is a negative. Whereas for a virtual image, dear children, for a virtual image, linear magnification is always positive, always positive. So by knowing the sign of the linear magnification, so whenever we solve the numerical, if we get a M value, M as a negative, then we have to say that it's a real image. If we get a M value as a positive, then we can say the virtual image. And how can we say about the size, dear children? If M value is less than 1, diminished image. If M is equal to 1, it's the same size. If M is greater than 1, it is a enlarged image. So children, this is how actually we are going to use the concept of linear magnification in order to identify whether it's a real image or a virtual image, and even its size also. Okay, just you copy it, children. Now we will discuss the power of a lens. So what is the power of lens? So how it is going to be for a convex lens and a concave lens, and how is it related to the focal length, we will see. So it is power of a lens. Children, don't get confused with the power word, because the power word which we got even in a mechanics, that is a work power energy also. Children, there that power is different. There in mechanics, power means what is a rate of doing work is called power. But here power of a lens, the power of a lens. So children, what actually power of a lens, what does it tell? Children, the deviation of the incident ray produced on refraction by any lens, we can say it is a power of lens. Means how it is going to be get deviated. If more the deviation, more the power. Less the deviation, less the power. And how this power is going to be related to the focal length of either convex lens or a concave lens, let us see, children. So to understand this, dear children, let us take a small example here. So let me take, by seeing this one you can understand the thick convex lens, it is a thin convex lens, and it is optics. Let us say the power of this lens is P1, the power of this lens is P2. Children, here it is thick one and it is thin. It is thin. And children, look at here. So let us say here a parallel beam of light is coming like this. Parallel beam is coming like, fine. Now after refraction, we know that as a convex lens is a converging lens, light rays are getting converged. So here after refraction, children, we notice that, so they are going to get converged like this. They are going to get converged like this. So this is a focal length. It is a focus, and this is going to be the focal length of this particular thick convex lens. Now dear children, here same on the same action, like same parallel light rays are coming and hitting or inciding on this thin convex lens, and we notice that dear children, after refraction, look at here. So they are going to get converged far from the lens. So here look at here, this is going to be the focus for this. Okay, fine. Now let us read it. This is a focal length. Let us say it is a f dash. Is a focal length of the, let us say it is a f dash. Children, here this f is a focal length of the thick convex lens. It is a thick convex lens, whereas f dash is a focal length of the thin convex lens. Children, here we need to understand one important thing. What is that? If here the lens is not there, if lens was not present, this light ray would have traveled like this along a straight line path. Even here also, this light ray would have traveled like this. But the presence of the lens is making the light ray to deviate from its original path. And this is going to be, dear children, deviation produced. Let us say it is a delta, and this deviation produced, let us say it is a delta dash. Now dear children, here look at here, which lens is converging the light ray more, means which lens is deviating the light ray more from its original path. It's no doubt about it, thick convex lens is converging the light ray more, or else we can say that thick convex lens is deviating the light ray from its original path more. So we can say that here this thick lens power is more than that of the thin lens. So here we can make a conclusion, P1 is greater than P2. P1 is greater than P2. What is the reason? Since delta is greater than delta dash. Delta is greater than delta dash. Now look at each other. Even now let us consider the focal length. So here, in which case focal length is more? So it's very clear that each other here f is less than that of the f dash. F is less than that of the f dash. So this is also very important. Now you try to think about the relation between power of a lens and its focal length. Children, here in the case of thick convex lens, dear children, P1 is more, but focal length is less. But whereas in the case of thin lens, power is less, but focal length is more. Which means what, dear children? Power of a lens is inversely proportional to the focal length of a lens. Either it is a convex lens or concave lens. Then you may get one doubt. Sir, okay, it's fine. In the case of a convex lens, okay, we made a relation. Then what about concave lens? So in the case of concave lens also, relation is the same. But where in the case of concave lens, dear children, we will discuss the diverging action. So that's what I am saying. If lens with a more power, either it will diverge more or converge more. That's a conclusion what we can make. Okay, na? So the very important thing is that more the power, less the focal length, less the power, more the focal length. So here we have a standard relation. What we can say, we have standard relation for a power and a focal length. What is that here? So power is equal to, we know that 1 by f. But strictly here, f is measured in terms of meters only, or we also can express power is equal to 100 by f, but here f is in centimeters. F is in centimeters. Okay, fine. Children, according to sign convention, we know that, dear children, for a convex lens, f is always positive. So the power of a convex lens also positive only. Whereas for concave lens, dear children, according to sign convention, we know that f is negative. So here the power of a concave lens is also negative only. This is a very important thing which we have to understand, and this point is a very useful to us when we are solving the numericals based on the power and the focal length. Okay, fine. And what are the units, children? Here the units of power of a lens are diopters. Diopter, and we also can write so capital D. We can represent the capital D. So children, for convex lens, power is a positive. For a concave lens, power is a negative. Okay, fine. And one more thing, dear children. So when two lenses are combined, if the two lenses are combined, then how can we calculate the net power of the combination? Net power of the combination. A small example we will see, dear children. Let us say, for example, here is power, like two lenses. Let us say both are in contact. Both are in contact. Let us say. So its power is 2 diopters. Its power is 3 diopters. So dear children, then what is the net power of the combination of the two lenses? Means the net power is equal to, children, the net power is always equal to the algebraic sum of the powers of the individual lenses. That is, it is a P1 plus P2. As both are convex lenses, for both it is a positive only. That is 2 plus 3. This is going to be 5D. It is fine. But what about if you can take a two concave lenses? For example, if you can take two concave lenses, then what is the power, what we can say the resultant power of the combination of the two concave lenses? So let us say for this it will be given 2D, for this it is given 3D. But don't forget that according to sign convention, dear children, the power of a concave lens is always negative. So minus 2D, it is a minus 3D. So the net power is going to be P1 plus P2. This is minus 2 plus of minus 3. This is going to be minus 5D. This is going to be minus 5D. But if let us take one convex lens and one more concave lens of same power. Let us say the power of the convex lens, let us say it's like some 5D. The power of a concave lens is a 5D. Now the net power is equal to P1 plus P2. Children, now don't say that 5 plus 5 is the 10D. No, it is not that. It is wrong. Why? We need to think about the sign convention also. According to sign convention, dear children, here power of a convex lens is a positive, but whereas power of a concave lens is negative. So it is going to be 5 plus of minus 5. So it is 5 minus 5. It is 0. Which means what, dear children? There is no deviation. Which means what? The convex lens and the concave lens with the same power, if they are combined, then it behaves like a glass slab only. It behaves like a glass slab only. Just recall glass slab, dear children. So what is the deviation produced by the glass slab? 0. Net deviation by the glass slab is 0. Similarly, the combination, the power of this combination is 0. Which means what? This combination is not going to deviate the light ray. Just it is going to act the glass slab only. Okay, children? Fine. So this is a concept of power. So children, just today what we have discussed in today's class, we discussed about the sign convention rules, which are very, very important in order to solve the numericals. And even we discussed the derivation of the lens, what we can say lens formula, that is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. And after that we discussed about the linear magnification and its importance. And finally we discussed about the power of a lens and how is it related to the focal length of a given lens. Children, don't forget that for a thick lens, power will be more. For a thin lens, power will be less. In the next class, children, we are going to discuss only numericals based on convex lens and concave lens. So when you are solving the numericals, we will understand more how we are going to apply the what we can say sign convention. It means we will get more command, children. Once we apply the rules, children, learning is okay, but when you are applying that concept, whatever we have learned, we will get a more command. So in next class, we are going to solve the numericals based on convex lens and the concave lens. Even we are going to solve the numericals based on the relation between power and a focal length. Thank you so much. All the very best.